Hey everybody, how you doing? I've missed you all so very, very much. Feeling so much better again, every day better and better. And it's gonna take at least a year to really heal from all that diverticulitis. Someone said, uh, ruin Thanksgiving in 2 words. People think it may be like in-laws or my mother, something like that. I wrote diverticulitis. That's one word. Anyway, this holiday should be interesting. So someone posted in the design forum, one of the groups I highly recommend. I love you guys, and we all kind of probably, you might even be a member. But the question was, how can I fit this microwave drawer in a 24-inch cabinet? So this is the situation. When you have your appliances, you must pull the specs on the appliance. It is critical to your job as a designer, and you're going to take out a kitchen plan and you're going to maybe have it done by someone else, or you're going to sit there and try and do it yourself because that's your specialty. You need to take into account the actual appliance. That is why you must have the customer pick out their appliances and finalize the appliances before you sign off on your kitchen plan. So you're kind of working with the appliance and the cabinets at the same time. Okay, those two things go hand in hand. Appliances, cabinetry. They're wrapped around each other. They're built in with each other. And then, you'd have your sink, actual sink, because that is based on the cabinet size. Your ovens based on the cabinet size. So everything in the kitchen, you need to have all those specifications ahead of time. You don't want to specify a 30-inch wide sink in a 30-inch sink base. And I'm going to explain why all these things matter and how you figure out how does that microwave drawer fit inside that appliance. So quick little thing here. So little lesson, because I went on and I told her the mathematical, it's all math. Everything that we do is mathematical. So that's why I have a colored calculator. This way I could find it on my desk. If it was black, I'd get lost like that black hole. I have several. So I explained it, I did the math, and I said, I think that's a really great subject to just kind of touch on. Some of you might know it and some of you might not, but I'm always learning something new, and they're always changing the appliances, and things are morphing, and appliances and cabinetry, they're all connected. So I said, this is the math. Do you have a framed cabinet or a frameless cabinet? And you need to know what you have, framed or frameless. Quick little thing on what's framed. Let's show this in the stream. I'm going to minimize me. Oh, and I'm on the wrong side of town. Okay, let's do that again. Well, this just doesn't, can I do, well, how do I do it? Take my head out. Okay, so what's on the top here, because we're going to be able to see the top, is what's similar on the, and this is just showing rollouts on the bottom, whatever. So I'm going to make this bigger so you can see what I'm talking. So a framed cabinet actually has the solid wood frame around it. Like you open up the door and it's not 3/4 of an inch. It's 1.5 inches approximately. Generally, everybody's a little bit different, but a face frame cabinet is usually a 1.5 inch solid wood, stiles which go up and down, and rails which go side to side. And your interior construction, side construction, all that stuff is different. And then you have center stiles, whatever. The main thing is if you have a 18-inch cabinet, the opening in a framed cabinet is going to be, because the 18 inches is an outside measurement, right? So we know that 18 is an outside measurement. It's an 18-inch cabinet. The interior opening, meaning clear from this corner to this corner, is 18 minus, we're taking away 1.2, 18 minus my style 1.5 inch and a half minus my other style, which is a 1.5, equals, means my clear opening on that 18-inch cabinet is 15 inches on this from opening to opening. You could say it's 18 inches minus 3 inches because 1.5 and 1.5 equals 3. However you come up with it, you got to minus everything, and that's your opening. So my 18-inch cabinet can only fit something in there clear through the frame with 15 inches. Okay, so that's the premise on framed cabinets. Now, how do I get it to go in the stream too? Okay, this way. Yes. Now, with the frameless cabinet, here is the frameless cabinet. There is no frame around the face of the cabinet. It's strictly sides, top, and bottom, which is standard, typically 3/4 of an inch, medium density fiberboard, particle board, furniture board, whatever you want to say. It's usually typically in America, or whatever the millimeters are, and 3/4 of an inch. So if I have that 18-inch cabinet, it's going to be a different mathematical opening. It's 18 inches minus one side 0.75 minus the other side 0.75 equals 16 and a half inches opening. So I have an inch and a half wider, right? 16 and a half minus 15, I have inch and a half more opening. So take that into account. So I'm going to hide that. This was the question. The question was, will my microwave fit in a 24-inch base cabinet? She already ordered the cabinet. It's on order. It's a 24-inch cabinet. So my question right away is it framed or is it frameless? Because that's going to determine the opening of the cabinet. So she writes back and says it's a frameless cabinet. So in that, she shows the specs. Now I got to put my glasses on, and I don't know that anyone can see this. Should have cropped it all. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Life goes on. You make it, you don't. It's math anyway. I'm going to read it to you. So I'm looking at this Wolf microwave drawer, and it's a 24-inch drawer microwave oven. It shows me on this face frame, this cabinet with this whole opening. This is really what you want to know. You want to know what's the width. So from door edge to door edge, the outside measurement is 23.78. Now, a cabinet that is 24 inches is 24 inches. So I have a 24-inch cabinet, and the overall appliance itself is going to have 1/8 inch clearance, which breaks down to a 16th and a 16th of an inch on each side clearance. So that's really going to be tight right to the edge of the appliance. It's going to go very close to the adjacent door. There's nothing wrong with that. Just letting you know. Do the math. So we've got but when I look back here, the opening, the back is only 21.9/16. So therefore, I have a frameless cabinet that's 24 inches. 24 inches minus my frameless now, 0.75 minus 0.75 equals 22.5 inches. So my clear opening to get an appliance in from front to back is 22.5 inches. And this appliance is 21 and 9/16, which is, so I'm going to take 22.5, which is what's open, and I'm going to minus 21.5625 equals 0.9375, which when I go to my handy chart, 9375 is, where is it? 9375. 0.9375. 3 and 30 seconds. Okay, so I've got 30 seconds left over. So I can get this microwave to fit inside a frameless cabinet. However, when you look at the depth, and always a 24 inches deep cabinet, again, remember that's outside to outside. So your 24-inch cabinet, depending on the construction of that, you have to allow for the back to be routed in or dadoed in or stapled on or whatever, because the cabinet does not exceed 24 inches and if it's millimeters, it doesn't go past. Everybody, that's a standard. The doors vary in thickness, but the box itself is 24 inches. So I have 24 inches front to back, but I have a 1/4 inch back panel on my appliance. So I got to at least, on my cabinet, I got to minus 24. I got to allow for that 1/4 inch. So I have clear 24 minus 0.75 gives me 23.25 from front to back. So this is 24. I should just take this off the wall for the second. Feet up and down and up and down. See, I've used this for years and years because I don't always remember what they are. My trusty chart. Sorry for my butt. So see my chart? It's my calculating chart. You can download that for free. I love my little chart. Some people have it on their desk. Colin made it from 2020 Power Users Group, made a nice little mouse pad with this. So I have 23.25 left over. So I have 20 minus, did I do the minus? 21. No, oh, shoot, clear. 24 minus 0.75 equals, just so I don't make a mistake, minus 23 point, and it's point, so 3/8 is 3.375. I'm going to be short by 1.125, like a fraction of an inch. 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so for 1/8 of an inch. So more than likely, because it won't sit flush for the 1/8 of an inch. And you really want your appliance to get flush. So more than likely, and depending, because if they set the back in a little bit more, like a 1/2 inch, what you have to do is cut the back of that cabinet out, or it might come already prepped to have the back of that cabinet out, because it's not going to clear completely flush to the frame. That 1/8 of an inch is going to make a difference. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's up to you. Just, you got to know what's going to happen when you're going to get it. Because some installers who are like anal about 1/8 of an inch will freak out about that. And we love those anal installers. So we take this. So we say, okay, I might have to cut the back of that cabinet out. However, the door is, look at me. Ooh, the door is 1.25 inches thick. So the box is 24, and I'm going to have that this front metal panel, adding up to 1.25, adding to it, it's going to leave me at a depth of 25 1/4 inches overall from front, uh, with the cabinet plus the appliance door. So the depth is 25 1/4. Typically, cabinets are 24 inches deep, and the door, now the box itself, so there's a box measurement and then there's a door on the cabinet measurement. Same way that there's a box measurement on this appliance and there's a door thickness on this. So a kitchen door is typically 3/4 of an inch thick. So I'm going to have a 24 3/4 door. So 24 3/4, I've got 25 1/4 door overall to the front of this cabinet, and my cabinet that adjoins right next to it is only 24.75 deep. It's going to stick out a little, like a 1/2 inch past a 3/4 door. If you get a 1-inch door, it'll stick out less, and a 5/4 door, it'll be flush. So you got to know the thickness of your door, because some people want that really, really flush inset, and you have to kind of build your cabinetry around accordingly. So you have to see what is the look that you're going for. But you need to add all those things up so that when the appliance goes in, you don't go, oh, ugh. Because you might have a client that will freak the frig out because she's thinking it's going to be flush because nobody told her it wasn't going to be flush. You see? So, and when people are doing their kitchens, they're all freaking freaked out. I'd say, what do they need? They need a Xanax and a glass of wine, maybe the whole bottle. Hi, bye, hon. I'll see you later. When you do a kitchen, it's really, really, really just very emotional. So you got to look at these specs. So this particular cabinet that's 24 inches wide, frameless, will accommodate this cabinet, a microwave drawer oven. However, they might need to cut a hole in the back of the cabinet to get it to stick more flush, get it in that 1/8 of an inch. Or you tell the factory, don't put the back on. It's very common not to put the back in an appliance like this, to cut holes in the back of the cabinet. It's really not a big deal. It doesn't really affect the integrity of the cabinet, unless you're ripping the whole entire cabinet apart. So anyway, then the door, you got to let them know how the thickness of the door. So in her kitchen design with a 24-inch base, frameless, she can accommodate this microwave oven as long as she has now the proper height. So you do the same thing with the inside, the height of your opening. So you're going to know that the door itself in this particular situation is 15 1/4 inches overall to the door. If you look really hard, you could see it. The door is flush on the bottom and protrudes up for a little bit. So it protrudes up. And how do I determine what that is? I've got 14 and I can't see that. 9/16. So I'm going to take my 15 1/4 minus, so then I go 15.25 minus 14.5625 equals, and that's going to be the reveal up at the top, how much this little space is. Let's do that. 15.25 minus 14 point, and that's 9/16. Let's just make sure I got that right. Yep, 0.5625 equals 0.6875. Where am I? That is 11/16 of an inch, or 17.4621 millimeters. So that reveal at the top here is 11 and 16ths of an inch. So I got to make sure that I accommodate, and to me, I'm going to go up always a little bit, which is going to give me on my chart, one up is 3/4. You have to make sure that you've got 3/4 inch clear of space so that this cabinet door, whether you put it in the second, a little drawer above, or it's at the top, you got to make sure you accommodate this 3/4 of an inch at the top. And on a framed cabinet, a frameless cabinet, that's going to be right at the top. Yeah, 3/4. That would come right to the very, because the 3/4 of an inch would be, there's a 3/4 inch strip at the top. So it's 3/4. So that appliance would fit very flush right with the underside of the cabinetry, the countertop rather. So that's how you figure out. So 24 inches, but if it was a framed cabinet, I would say this is my 24 inches minus 3 is 21 inches. And you know what they're going to have to do to fit this appliance in that base? The contractor's going to have to rip down the face frame, or you're going to have to make the manufacturer cut that face frame down for you and make that clear opening required for the 21.5625. So you can modify the cabinetry. So always going back to the specs. And this spec on this appliance is not the same as it's going to be on a GE. It might be similar, but you got to check it out. You got to research it. So you don't just arbitrarily. And that's why the customers, what I do is I make my customers sign an appliance sheet saying, this is this appliance, here's the model number, here's the brand and model number, brand, model number, brand, model number. And everything is on a sheet, and you just get that customer to sign everything off. Because if the cabinet is ordered wrong, it's the wrong size. Cabinets you can't make it bigger. You can't do that. So unless you're cutting out a face frame or something like that. So you really have to research and do your numbers on this, things like this. So that's how you figure out. That is how you figure out your, okay, sorry, getting a call. That's how you figure out how the appliance fits into the space and figuring out. So it's always a matter of math, subtraction, division. You divide it, you subtract it, you multiply it. It's not calculus, it's not algebra unless it's an angle. Let's see if we have anybody chiming in. I don't know, am I here? Am I here? Nobody commented there. I'm not there. Just checking my groups, people. Hang on. I want to make sure I hear things. But I'm in this one. Anybody? Any questions? No, I have one person watching. So you'll see this on a rerun. A rerun, and basically that's how you figure everything out. So get yourself I like to feel the calculator. Some people will do it on their phone, whatever makes you happy. It's a simple calculation, the most basic of calculating math, subtraction, whatever. So that's how you figure these things out. And very simple lesson. And that designer was lucky that her cabinet, frameless, 24 inches, will accommodate, no problem, that microwave, as long as she's accommodated the height. Okay? So I will talk to you soon, and have a great day. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Love you. Have a great weekend, guys. Love you. Happy Friday. Bye.